YouTube channel. This your girl Jamie, and I'm back with another video. Today's video, I am going to be giving you a story on how I've been diagnosed with endometriosis. And before I get into that story, I'll be telling you guys how it affected my life. For the ones that haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe, because when I drop another video, you're going to automatically know, because you're going to be subscribed to my channel. So go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Okay, y'all, the reason why I wanted to share with the world how I've been diagnosed with endometriosis, because, well, at first I was really skeptical of doing this video because I didn't want people to judge me. I didn't want people to look at me different. But, you know, I really came to a point where I'm like, you know what, forget it. I want the world to know that I've been diagnosed with endometriosis. Not only that, I know it's a lot of women out there that has endometriosis that's scared to open up to people about their situations and their problems. So I wanted to take the time and do a video and just share my story and how it affected me. And I know maybe I can uplift other people, you know, tell their story, and they might watch this video and want to do a story, you know, about how endometriosis affect their life, and maybe I can give people tips on how to, you know, go about dealing with the pains and how I deal with my pains on a daily basis. So first, for the people that doesn't know what endometriosis is, I just want to let you guys know. So I wrote everything down so that way I won't forget anything. So endometriosis is a condition. It's like a rare disease. It's not like a cancer. It's not cancer or anything. It's not a deadly disease. It's just like really common. Like 1 out of 10 women in the United States get endometriosis at a very young age. So endometriosis is a condition that happens when the lining of the uterus grows on the outside of the uterus. For example, I say like a pumpkin. You know how a pumpkin have like seeds and everything grows on the inside? Say for instance, like it was everything in the inside growing on the outside that cause real bad pains, you know. So that's basically what endometriosis is. The most common symptom that a lot of women deal with is pain. I'm talking about very bad pain, like myself in the lower back. Also pain during or after sex. A lot of women go through that with endometriosis. Painful during the bowel movements. Well, pain during the bowel movements. Pain when you urinating, and also on your cycle. A lot of women deal with that also with endometriosis. That plays a big part. Also, the number one thing, like, you'll find out about a lot of endometriosis women, it's hard for them to conceive. Also, digestive problems such as problems with your stomach, diarrhea, constipation, bloating, in other words, endobelly. Nauseous during your menstrual periods. The only way you can be diagnosed with endometriosis if you go get a pelvic exam and an ultrasound. And a doctor can also examine you with like a minor surgical procedure called laparoscopy to see if you have endo. That's how you get on birth control, or you can either have a hysterectomy or other little treatments that they can give you. So yeah, that's basically about it for the symptoms. But how it affect me personally, well, first off, I want to say that I have been diagnosed with endometriosis since 2019. How I found out about it, I was just like during my periods, I was in the worst pain. Like I was always in so much pain. It wasn't just like cramps, like a normal cramp. It was just like real bad stabbing, sharp and pains, you know, in the bottom of my stomach. And by me working a lot, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see what's going on. I just never took the time to go see. And also, I had endo belly, and I was always bloated. Cause a lot of people was asking me like, Jamie, is you pregnant? And I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. And I used to get offended when people tell me. I'm like, I'm not supposed to think like, why my stomach always be so big. I was in too much pain. I was crying. I'm like, I had went to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. They told me, well, I think they took some blood work from me. And at first they was telling me what was going on. I'm telling them like I was having real bad pains in my stomach. And they was asking me like, when was your last period? Because they thought I was pregnant. And I told them my last period. I'm like, this happens when I'm not on my cycle. And they gave me like a pelvic exam, if I'm not mistaken. So I say like 10 or 20 minutes later, they came back in the room. They said, well, Miss McWarrior, we see that you have endometriosis. They refer me to a gynecologist. He was telling me, well, Miss McWarrior, if you have endometriosis, the only thing that can stop the pains, even though it's not curable, we want to put you on birth control. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be on birth control because me and my fiance, we was trying to get pregnant. And that's another thing that affect my life is it's hard for me to conceive. It's like it's a 50-50 chance I can and I cannot conceive. So it was really tough. And me and my fiance, we've been trying to conceive for way even before I've been diagnosed with endometriosis for 4 years. I say 4 years now. I was on this Lupron shot. It was the worst thing I have ever taken because I was just so depressed. And another thing that I had is hot flashes. I had real bad hot flashes. That was another symptom. I gained a lot of weight when I was on this shot. When I first got on it, I was 170, 175. No, I was 170. But when I got off this Lupron shot, I was 210 pounds. And I felt absolutely disgusted with myself. I felt ugly. I was unhappy. I just felt really insecure with my body, and it just made me feel real at my lowest point, to the point where I just didn't want to live anymore. Because once you're dealing with endometriosis, the devil will have your mind just thinking all type of crazy things. Like I was in pain every single day. It wasn't a day that I wasn't in pain. And it was just crazy. It was just a lot. And like every day, like I thank God for my fiance because he was there. He was there to comfort me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a week later, I was back in pain and I had to have surgery because of the endometriosis. It was scar tissue on my uterus. And then when I had a laparoscopy, they found 6 cysts on my uterus. That's why I was in so much pain. I'm guessing the scar tissue was forming into the cyst. So I had to have surgery and I had to be on bed rest for 6 weeks. And they had to cut both sides of my stomach because of the scar tissue was, you know, it was a lot of endometriosis. And so I had the surgery and my fiance was there with me. And I just thank God for him because he is so amazing. So when I got the endometriosis removed, they sent me home the same day. As I couldn't eat nothing heavy. Only thing I had to eat was soup. The doctors, they don't really tell you a lot about endometriosis. The only thing they'll tell you is just stick with a healthy diet. And I'm not knowing that I couldn't eat certain stuff that I had to, that I couldn't eat because I was eating everything. So I did research, y'all. And the main thing that's endometriosis that plays a part of endometriosis is red meat. I had to change the way I eat, so I had to eat healthy. I can't with having endometriosis for most women. I know for me, for myself, I can't eat no type of red meat whatsoever. I can't eat anything dairy. It has to be dairy free. It has to be gluten free. It has to be soy free. It's a lot that you have to do to avoid pains when you're dealing with endometriosis, because it's a highly anti-inflammatory, when it comes to certain type of food. So things such as like I can't drink anything with artificial flavors and sweeteners and stuff like that. So I basically stick with a plant-based diet. Everything has to be plant-based. So I do eat meat. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of baked chicken. Like, I can't eat fried food, no type of like fast food restaurants and stuff like that. Y'all, the good soul food that we grew up on. Like, when I stopped eating red meat, it literally helped me. The pains, it helped me a lot. And I'll just think like, why I can't live a normal life? Like, why I can't be like everybody else? Like, why do I have to deal with why my sisters don't have, endometriosis? Like, what I'm saying? Like, why do I have to deal with this for the rest of my life? I still to this day think about it like, will I be able to conceive? And not being able to conceive was literally the hardest part for me of having endometriosis. Me and my fiance been together for 5 years, and hearing a lot of people was saying like, y'all don't want to have kids, like y'all don't, when you gonna get pregnant, when y'all gonna start a family. I never told people that I have endometriosis, and telling people, I was just really ashamed about it, not letting people know that I have been diagnosed with endometriosis, and they probably wouldn't know what it was. Yeah, it's just seeing other people with kids, and I have always wanted a son. Like, I have always wanted to be a boy mom. I know one day I will. I just gotta have faith. Gotta have faith, because I know for sure I will. But it used to like bother me a lot when people tell me like, when y'all gonna start having kids and stuff like that. And it was just like, and I used my words to be, oh, we trying, and they be like, y'all been together for 5 years, y'all don't want kids. But I just never, like I said, I never told nobody that I have endometriosis. But I feel like me doing this video and letting the world know that I have been diagnosed with endometriosis. But first, I was just ashamed of myself. Like, I just felt like, I felt less of a woman, because what if I can't be able to carry my child? What if what if I would have to have a surrogate? Like, I really didn't want it, a surrogate. Nobody else carrying my child, but if it was to be, that's something that I have to think about, me and my fiance. But yeah, it's just a lot, but now I'm strong. I have faith. I talk to God on a daily basis, like I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, it's just a lot, y'all. But I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna definitely get through it. My endo sisters, we gonna get through it. We gotta have faith. You gotta be strong. We gotta fight. Don't let endo take over us. Don't let it make us feel like we less of a woman. Because I was at that point where I just felt like I didn't want to live again, because of the pains, waking up every day, the pains, taking pregnancy tests, not being able to conceive. Like, and it's another thing. I knew it was something was one right, because like me and my fiance was having, you know, like intercourse and stuff like that, and I was never getting pregnant. So I'm like, I don't know, it's just something not right, but not knowing the whole time I had endometriosis. But yeah, it's a lot. So hopefully one day God gonna bless me with my boy. I always want to be a boy mom, and I'm gonna be a boy mom. Yeah, so I'm just excited, y'all. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with my fiance. I'm happy that he supports me through everything. My family. I'm getting married next year. It's just I'm excited. I'm happy. You know, you never know. God works in mysterious ways. So I have faith to Him. So yeah, y'all. I'm excited. You know, you have to have that support when it comes to family. Even if in those sisters you don't have that support, you know, join groups on Facebook. I'm joining so many endometriosis groups on Facebook. It's just like I have hope because I see other women that's conceiving, and it used to take them like 4 to 6 years. Women's in their 40s, you know, being able to conceive, and I have hope because not being able to conceive for so many years that me and my fiance been together, you know, I used to think like I never ever get pregnant. You know, I used to think like with my fiance, you know, not want to be with me because I have endometriosis. Would he not want to be with me, you know, because I can't have his child, you know? And I was just so surprised when he proposed to me, you know. It's just, and I used to think like, you know, he willing to be with me for the rest of my life, even though I have endometriosis. Like, he stood by my side through it all, through when I was at my lowest, when I was just thinking the worst, and when I was feeling ugly. It was just like the happiest moment, you know, when he was there, you know, like he didn't question me when it was coming to that point when I just felt like I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. I was to the point where I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. It was to the point where I didn't want to be around. It was to the point where I just want to be locked up in a room forever, you know, to avoid people, for me not to take my anger out on other people. It got that deep. Like, endometriosis played a big part of my life. My fiance did not walk out on me. He stood, you know, he stood by my side through it all, and still to this day, you know, we got our journey for the Chicago IVF. We talking to these people, you know, and if our agreement if that don't work out, we was going to agree to get a surrogate. It was just like, you know, at first I was really skeptical, you know. At first I was just like, I don't want another woman carrying my child. But I'm like, you know what? You know, if that's the only way that I can have my son, even though my daughter, even though it's going to be my child, it's going to be my child, but I'm just not going to be able to carry my own child. But if that was the case to be it, then be it, you know. Regardless, I'm going to be happy, you know, even though I still going to have endometriosis, and I'm still going to, you know, deal with what I'm dealing with. You know, I'm going to be happy. It's going to lift a huge weight off my shoulder, you know, if I was to get pregnant. You know, it's just, it will be a good thing for me because it's something that I've always wanted. And I know some people might think I just want to get pregnant because of my fiance. No, it's not that. That's something that we both want to do. You know, even if I was to get pregnant, I'm still going to have endometriosis. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to be in pain, but not as much pain as I used to be, you know. But I just really hope other endometriosis women that's suffering from endometriosis, I just wish that we can be free from this disease, you know. And I know it takes a toll on us, and I know it's stressful. It's it will make you depressed. I just wish that, you know, we can just live a normal life. But you, like I said, you got to make the best of it. You got to be strong about it. I pray to God. I talk to God every day. You know, I thank God for him waking me up every morning with my fiance. You know, we going on with our day. With my business, I still take the time out to put a lot of effort in my business because, you know, that's the number one thing that I, you know, manifest. You know, even though I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with endometriosis, I still put a lot of time in my business. Even though I be in pain, I get through it, you know. My business is going to be a big business because I manifested. And those sisters, we got to have faith. Faith is the number one thing. You got to trust God. You got to believe him. Like, you have to believe him. He is real. It was times that I was in the darkest place and the lowest place. He took me up out of it because, you know, it's just like you just gotta be strong, you know. You gotta have faith in him. He worked in mysterious ways. Like, you never know what he's capable of doing. That's why I have faith in myself at having my first child, because I know that God is going to give me my child. You know, I know that, like, you know. And when he do, man, it's gonna be so amazing. I'm just waiting. You know, at first I used to just be like, I can't get pregnant. Like, why I can't get pregnant? You know, I just used to just be so thirsty to take a pregnancy test. But now it's just like, I'm not gonna say I gave up. It's just like I just let it be. I just let it play out. You know, but yeah, if you know somebody that's dealing with endometriosis, and if you think you have endometriosis and you have slightly symptoms that I have, take the time out and go see. You know, take care of your health, take care of your body. I just really hope this video inspire other women. Maybe if you know a friend that has endometriosis, maybe you can share this video. Let them see this video. Do one too, and then just tell their story. But yes, I'm going to manifest my child. I'm going to manifest my business to be a bigger business. And I'm just happy that, you know, that God is giving me opportunities to live to see another day. You know, wake me up every morning and just, you know, I'm just happy, y'all. I'm blessed. That's one thing I can say, to have a family that supports me. Have my fiance, he supports me through each and everything, y'all. I kid you not. Like, he is my number one best friend. Like, I can talk to him about any and everything, and he listens through everything. With everything. So yeah, I just want to just say thank y'all for allowing me to be me, for allowing me to share my story, for allowing me to just be me. Like, endometriosis, it don't affect me as much as it used to be, well, as much as it used to. So yeah, so that's about it that I wanted to say, y'all. That's about it.